Welcome back to the Goofy Investing YouTube channel where I talk about investing in the stock market. Been a while since I posted up a video. I'm not like other YouTubers where they're blasting a video every day, 3 times a day, whatever. So I mean, I usually try to moderate it to maybe one anywhere from 1 to 3 videos a week. More so swaying towards more like 1 to 2. You know, if there's not much to be said, there's not much to be said. Um, but this video is about SoFi. This is going to be an update on the sentiment on how I'm seeing things with SoFi. What how the macro is going to affect, and how I'm planning on positioning with SoFi, what I'm going to do with my shares, etc. So first of all, the macro. I've been saying it for a long time. All right. Even last year, I was saying this. I don't think the Fed is going to lower interest rates until Q4 of this year. And I've been saying it this whole time. I'm still saying it. Okay. Higher for longer is not good for SoFi. Even Noto said it himself. But that's not necessarily a horrible thing either. Okay. Um, and let me explain. They're gonna persevere regardless. Now, I posted out some previous videos on some sort of bearish theses within my bull thesis, if that makes sense. Um, so I did reach out to the investor relations, and they have not gotten back to me, and I don't project that they will. Maybe I'm not worth the time of day, but whatever. That's all right. All right. I'm little fish, I'll admit. Now, what I am seeing with the bearish thesis that I had was they're stretching the liquidity by freezing user accounts. All right, and they're freezing a lot of transfer deposits and so forth. I've done more research. This is going to translate, you know, into members being lost, but they're so small that they're growing to scale. So the amount of members that they're getting is going to overwhelm that. Okay. Um, so I think long term, there might be some conversion issues when it comes to actual members utilizing the actual financial sector, like the brokerage platform or other services, if you will, that SoFi has to offer, and more products to come. But I think these things will just iron themselves out eventually. If you've been following along, my wife had the SoFi account because I told her to create one to see, just as an investment guinea pig, to see what the product is like. And there were some frozen deposits. So I mean, long story short, she is closed out her SoFi account. I don't have to be a consumer of the product to actually be an investor of the product, although I really like to do that. I do, but this is long term. I invest for the future. And the vision of SoFi is a one stop shop, one online bank that offers all the services: your mortgage, loans, just refinancing of student loans, personal loans, brokerage services, maybe even soon to come tax services, your online bank, maybe some features to help the consumer be more conscious when it comes to financial readiness, if you will. I believe in this long term vision, and I think that that's the long-term thesis that is going to make SoFi the winner. And there are going to be several winners, of course, but I think this is going to be one that makes SoFi, be the one to be a bigger bank. All right, so with the macro, I still think that they're going to hit their revenue growth numbers of 20. I think they'll hit 20%, of what they've been guiding, and so analysts' projections, I think, are too lowballed as a first to management's expectations. So there's value there. All right, valuation wise, I'm liking SoFi. Um, this whole issue with you know another thing that I was talking about is liquidity. All right, so they did a convertible bond raise. Okay, they They liquidated a lot of their short-term stock investments, like more their derivatives and such. As we see here, I'll pull up the actual financials, and let me tell you what I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go up, we'll pull up the balance sheet. We'll go to quarterly. See, as you can see, their trading asset securities dramatically dropped from 79.2 to 6.9 million. So that, with the convertible bond raise and their chief risk officer jumping ship, you know, there's a little bit of a narrative going on that there might be some liquidity issue. Now, one thing that I think is going on, their president is leaving. All right. So if you've been following up with SoFi, their president announced that, he's pretty much got better opportunities to come forward or moving forward for him. So, good luck to him. All right. Now, this is what I really think is going on now because, you know, I'm assessing that there's liquidity. I think what's going on is Noto's starting to clean house. You see, Noto's Noto's a big shareholder. Okay, he's the CEO. He's the top dog. And if these other executives are not on board, they need to just get fired. They need to leave. They need to do something else. I think that some of the executives on board don't really like the way the sausage is being made because they see the internals. And with the frozen accounts and stretching the liquidity for, just always around, they're not used to such aggressive tactics to grow value as a bank. All right. So a lot of them might have protested, not might have not been on the same board as Noto, and Noto said, "Okay, you're fired, or you have to go, or you have to leave, or what have you." And then, maybe it's just a corporate way of masking that. It's a polite way of them getting fired, if you will. So I think that's what's going on. I think their liquidity is good. With the sell off of trading asset securities, raising a little more cash to the long term investments, or if you will, and just the convertible notes, getting rid of those, preferred shares or what, and redeeming different debts and stuff. I'm getting bullish now. What I'm not bullish on is the macro surrounding SoFi. So um, it's irrelevant, but what is relevant is the timing of the stock price and how that's going to work out. You see, so if the Fed doesn't raise until Q4, I got the stock chart pulled up for SoFi for the 6 month, and we've seen a little bit of weakness here, dipping a little under the sevens. And we had that earnings where we went up, and then dramatically the market discounted it and sent stock back down. And if you recall, if you were watching my video, I pretty much stated that you know I'm expecting SoFi to trade sideways for a while. And you know what? I'm gonna reassert that statement, and I'm gonna say that I think SoFi is gonna trade sideways for at least 2 to 3 more quarters. We'll see. Proofs in the pudding of when the Fed will actually lower the rates. There's a lot of inflationary indicators out there that I'm not liking, and you know what? I haven't been liking. So, long story short, what I'm trying to get at is there's going to be, I think there's going to be more opportunities to buy SoFi. All right, we're going to trade sideways. I think we go back into the sixes. We might see it dip into the sixes a few more times moving forward. Disclosure: I don't have a crystal ball, and it's not financial advice. But let's pull up my portfolio, and I'll disclose my position, so that way you know that I'm just not some guy on YouTube that just has an opinion. No, I got an actual stake in this. So, okay, so here we go. As you can see, I own 1,200 shares of SoFi. All right, I got a little over 10 G's invested capital. Cost base is $8.51. I'm thinking, if not doubling the position, I get her up to 2,000 shares. Maybe I just average in ish. Whenever I see a dip down below the sevens, or we continue to trade in this range, I'll just add here and there. until eventually this position gets doubled or what have you, until I feel comfortable with the amount of shares, added. Um, I think SoFi is a little more riskier. I think they're SoFi comes with its risk with a macro environment and the way they're stretching the liquidity and a rapidly fast growing bank. There's risks. Okay, their balance sheet is, as much people like to say that their balance sheet is real good and all. I don't really think it's the best balance sheet, but hey, whatever. It's okay. I mean, I think that, Noto is they're gonna push it to the limit, but at the same time, be cognizant of what those limits are to where they're crossing the line to where it could be in trouble. So it's just going to be trust into Noto and, letting him do his thing. I'm willing to, and I'm one of the investors that's willing to take the risk too. So it is what it is. So I plan on adding SoFi and getting a bigger position, getting this, getting more shares and more scale into the position, lower the cost basis, and because I think that this is a good opportunity. All right, update. I did put call, sell some call options on Palantir. So I think Palantir is going to trade sideways as well. I think when Palantir gets up on earnings, maybe they go run up to 30, but hey, I got $30 calls and I sold them at $1.16 and I generated a artificial dividend, if you will. That's the premium. So it is what it is. Tax man's coming after me, so I'm raising some cash here and there. All right. Um, with that being said, I hope you all found some value out of this video. I'm getting more bullish on SoFi because there's a bigger opportunity to actually get into the position, build it out more, and I think there's a lot of gains to come in the further years. I don't necessarily know if this. I don't necessarily think this is the year for SoFi to run. I think more so the end of the year to next year, SoFi will begin its crazy run. I think this is the year of, this could be another year of accumulation. You get another chance to get into SoFi if you haven't. Not financial advice, it's just how I'm thinking about things and how I'm positioning. So, with that being said, that's my little quick video. I hope you got value out of it. Consider subscribing to my small YouTube channel. I could use a little help. um, so, and I also have the Patreon to consider. I'm posting exclusive content on there. So there's a lot of and there's a lot of exclusive content on there that doesn't hit YouTube. It's exclusive to those Patreon members, and you get buy and sell orders and see how I'm positioning in the background or real time is with buy and sell alerts. So, so I mean, that's, yeah, please check that out and show support. But with that being said, hey, thank y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all week.